I'm Elaine Sims. I'm on the campus of Saint Catharine's College in this beautiful Emily Hunley Library. Late night last night, but for you U of L fans, I won't talk about that now. We're into April, so we're getting near the close of our season here for our TV shows, programs about Saint Catharine's College. I have with me today 3 young men, one an employee here of Saint Catharine's, and then 2 of the students. And we did this interview several months ago with Erica Osborne, and we talked about the alternative spring break program. And these 2 gentlemen were participated in that. But first, before I jump ahead to that, I want to introduce Jared Burton, who is a new employee here at Saint Catharine's College. Let's hear a little bit. Jared's been here all of
3 whole weeks.
3 weeks. Mm-hmm. So you jumped right in.
I did, yes ma'am.
And feet running. You're a native of?
Louisville.
Okay. You went to?
Went to Bellarmine University.
Bellarmine University. Graduated, would you say
2002, I believe.
2. And you worked at Bellarmine for a while.
I did, for about 12 years.
Okay. And I see a lot of the people here, the guard that's here now on campus, I used to interview on this show. Just a lot of people end up staying around, which is wonderful. Your position at Bellarmine was
the associate registrar at Bellarmine.
Okay. And then you gave that up and decided to come to St. Catharine's.
I did.
What happened? I mean, I'm not saying like anything bad happened.
No, not at all. St. Catharine had a position open for their director of compliance. It looked interesting, appeared to be a challenge, okay. Something I was ready to take on for the next step in my career, and I am so happy to be here. I've hit the ground running.
Director of Compliance. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's talk about that.
Sure.
What's that mean?
Director of Compliance basically oversees compliance issues surrounding financial aid, the Family Educational Privacy Act, FERPA, Higher Education Opportunity Acts, just basically make sure this college stays in compliance with both state and federal regulations.
What is the Family Education? What is that?
The acronym is FERPA. It's basically a privacy act that states that schools can't release information particular to a student without the student's permission.
Oh, well, we went through that when our children were students because we couldn't get their grades. Mm-hmm. We didn't know how they were doing. Somehow we never did see that diploma. No, just one. But we couldn't get their grades. Mm-hmm. That's it. Now that's 20 years old. How old is that?
60s was the
Was
initial.
it really?
Mm-hmm.
I told my parents everything. I mean, interesting. Wow. Do you all like that?
Keep us honest.
Interesting. So that, and then of course the financial part. What else? What was the other thing you mentioned that's part of this?
The Higher Education Opportunities Act.
Oh, okay. And that's to apply for grants, or what? What is that?
It's all-encompassing.
Okay.
Looks at college affordability, basically textbooks as an example. Okay. That the schools are required to publish their textbook and information so students can make informed decisions.
Yeah. And I really think, and as old as I am with having sent 6 children through college, I was just talking to someone the other day whose son went to Vanderbilt, and I said, wow. And they said, well, by the time you go through all the application process, and then you considering your income, they lived on a farm. Actually, it was a fish man, a man has a hatchery, and their income, because they lived on a farm. He said it was cheaper for his son to go to Vanderbilt than it was for him to go to a state school. I think a lot of times, I think it's the misunderstandings that people think that they can't afford college. But I think it's something definitely, if you think your children are, that you want to go back to school, you need to look into it.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
You need to really do your homework thoroughly. Ask enough questions until you're satisfied, yes, I can do this, or no, I can't. But there is so much out there that's available if you just ask enough questions.
That's absolutely right.
That's like health insurance or anything. You've got to understand it before you know where you're going. Mm-hmm. You've got to understand it. So you came in with that, and you're here with these 2 nice young men who went on the alternative spring break program. When we talked about this before, for our viewers that listen to that show, there was going to be 4 alternatives. It was a partnership with Bellarmine. Mm-hmm. and they could go to Chicago and work with the homeless. They could go to New Orleans and Katrina, work with the aftermath of Katrina. They could go to the Appalachian region, which I was telling Jared that my husband did when he was at Bellarmine. Or there was a Virginia State Park, which I thought was really interesting. So when they listed the 4, I thought, nobody will go to that park. But these 2 young men went to the park. The Virginia State, it was a park in Virginia, and you were building paths or something like that. But let's talk about you all first. Cody, you're native of?
Bloomfield, Kentucky.
Bloomfield, Kentucky. You've been here at St. Catharine's?
For 4 years.
4 years. Are you going to finish this year?
Yes, ma'am.
Good for you. Good for you. You came here to, were you sports related or?
Well, when I came to look at St. Catharine for the first time, I'll be honest. I was playing hooky for a day, and I came here, and I took a tour of campus, and I just felt like God called me to be here. Like I just felt like this was where I was meant to be, and I knew that day I was going to come here, and it's been a great experience ever since.
So you played hooky and came over here for a college day. That's pretty admirable.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why did you have to play hooky to do that?
Well, it was excused. But,
Okay, okay,
I spent
okay.
try to get out of class for a day.
Had you expressed some interest to your parents about St. Catharine's, or I guess you had just heard about it because Bloomfield's only, what, 20 miles?
Yeah, 25 minutes away. I had passed it a few times going to baseball games for high school, and it was a local college, and just came to check it out.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Did you live on campus? Have you been living on campus?
Commuter.
Okay. Your major's been?
Psychology.
Oh, okay. What are you going to do?
I want to go to graduate school at U of L for the Kent School.
Good for you.
Thank you. I'm going to social work. So
I can see that. I can see that. Good field. Well, congratulations. Glad you're here. Now before I do this show, I didn't know for sure what you were doing or anything. But that's a great story, and I loved your honesty. You came here and you thought, wow, man, this is it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I didn't push him into saying that.
No, it's all me.
Andrew Martin, a native of?
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville. You've been here?
This is my second year at Saint Catharine.
Second year. And you came here because?
I came here because, for one, I love the small classroom sizes of Saint Catharine, and I came from a really big high school. I went to Male High School in Louisville.
Oh my!
So coming from a huge high school to a really small school like Saint Catharine, I feel like I can get more one-on-one experience with the teachers and stuff. So I fell in love with that, and then I fell in love with the scenery because we came out here, and I love the countryside and stuff.
It's
so
beautiful here.
it was really nice.
How'd you hear about it in the first place?
I heard about it through different colleges would come during our lunchtime and stuff in high school, and I saw St. Catharine, and I'm like, I've never heard of this school. And I talked to an admissions counselor, and she gave me more information, and I looked into it, and I was real interested in playing sports in college, and so I kind of looked into it a little more.
So do you play sports here?
Yeah, I do track and field.
Oh, okay, good. Huh. Did you always think you'd go to college? Yes, that was
Yeah.
always a part of your plan. Good. I mean, that's always good to hear. I mean, but even for the ones that don't end up coming, that's great. You have siblings?
I have a younger brother.
Okay. He's still in high school then?
Yep.
You're second year. What have you majored in?
I'm a criminal justice major, and I just recently picked up a minor in our agriculture program.
Did you really? Part of the Berry? Well, good. maybe when you go back you can be a policeman, and then you can also start a green field where people can. Good for you. Have you always been interested in agriculture?
Kind of. A lot of my dad's side of the family has a big farming experience, so I've kind of been around it a lot in my life, so I find a lot of it real interesting.
Well, that's great. That's great. That's part of sustainability. If people just can use it and take it home and use it in your everyday life, no matter what you do. You know, like I have raised beds, and I do a lot of very small area, but you know, it provides a lot of the food for our home. You know, just enough if I just get out there and cut it and pull it. Well, good. So the two of you, when we talked about this program, and there was a fee. It wasn't a huge fee to go on the alternative spring program. And what I mean by that is, instead of going like, which I never would have dreamed to ask to go to Florida for spring break when I was in high school, but a lot of people go on fun trips. And I'm not saying that this wasn't fun, but it's more of an, you know. And this was a choice to do something as a service activity for someone, and I assume it was brought to light to every student on campus. You were the two that chose to go to Virginia to a state park. Why that over the other three choices? It was.
The reason I chose Virginia is because it involved being in a state park, being outdoors in the nature and stuff, and with me, I love being outside. If I could choose to have a class outside, I'd take it. It doesn't matter what kind of class it is, or just have any kind of time outside. And that's what kind of made me choose to go to Virginia and help out in the state park.
Okay. What about you, Cody?
For me, I chose Kittle Peak State Park because, well, for two reasons really. First off, you know, it didn't hurt that my fellow Saint Catharine student here was going there, and second, I believe we're called from Scripture to take care of nature and you know the outdoors, and to make sure that you know we have a responsibility to keep it healthy, and I hope that we help raise some awareness and help maintain that goal for the future.
Yeah. What was the name of the state park?
Kittle Peak.
Say that again.
Kittle Peak.
Kipto?
Mm-hmm.
Kipto Peak.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
It's right off the Chesapeake Bay. Like.
Oh, was it beautiful?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you just like, whoa. I guess you knew it was going to be in that area when you chose it. What's the story behind this park? Is it a new park?
No, it's been around for a while.
Since about the 60s.
Before they built the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, that like where the state park is, it used to be a ferry loading dock, kind of.
Okay.
So then once they built the Bay Bridge, somebody had originally bought the land there to make it into a subdivision, and then the government bought it and then turned it into the state park.
Virginia's done a great job with preservation. You know, they have just such a rich cultural area. It's wonderful. How were you involved in all this, Jerry?
I was the chaperone for the trip. Bellarmine has sent a number of groups of students out over spring break, and for the last 3 years we've gone to Virginia. And this is the third year, and we partnered with Saint Catharine and had these two nice gentlemen with us as well.
So they've gone to Virginia for 3 years. Was it the same park?
Same park.
Really? You know, I guess we never talked about this before. Interesting. So you stayed there. Do they have facilities there for you to stay? Is it like the state parks in Kentucky? Was there a lodge or whatever, and you got to stay there?
Yeah.
And then did you work from dawn to dark, or what'd you do while you were there?
during, like, we would start around 8 and just kind of like a regular work day, pretty much. Start at 8 and we'd end around like 4:30.
So you did you did the jobs that for maintenance, or no, I'm not going to say maintenance. You worked there in the park on the grounds, just doing whatever everybody, you were, I don't want to see a tag along, but you were with the people that worked there, and so you, So what specifically did you work on? I don't know why I thought you were going to work on putting in paths or something. Why did I think that? I must have dreamed that.
No, that's part of it.
Oh, was it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The groups over the years have done a number of different tasks within the park, from painting the bathhouses to clearing the campsites to actually cutting trails. There was a group there this year that did that with AmeriCorps.
Okay. Do students from other schools do this? I mean, were you there with people from other places in the United States that have come there to volunteer while you were there?
We weren't there with any other school groups, but
okay.
I know the week after they were talking about other spring break groups coming there and helping out.
This is March 27th, so you were there at the 1st of March. I imagine it was pretty cool, especially if you're over on that seaside.
Oh yeah, like the week before we had gotten all that snow, and when we showed up at Kipta Peak, they had all the snow that we had too on the ground. So it was pretty interesting.
I bet it was beautiful, but that would be a challenge.
Oh yeah.
Did they put you outside in the snow? Wow. Oh, I wouldn't even think about that for spring break. Wow.
Yeah, it's not your traditional, when you think of spring break, to go somewhere warm and tropical and be in 2 feet of snow.
So what'd you get out of this besides what you gave to the state park? I mean, what was just? Is this fair for me to ask?
What I got out of it was, I received a lot of like knowledge and about conservation and like what it means to actually be a conservation officer and being involved in the state parks and stuff, and it really opened up my eyes to like the beauty of preserving nature and like working alongside like other people and everything, and it was a really great experience.
So this is a very conscious effort that the park rangers make is conservation, maintaining what you have. Do you think that's across the state of Virginia with their parks? And I feel like it is in Kentucky also. We do have beautiful state parks.
Yeah.
Beautiful state parks. So now you're going to visit them all in Kentucky, all the state parks in Kentucky, compare them? I mean, we just stayed at one. Listen, the rooms are $30. I mean, it's like crazy. And if you probably could get a student discount. They're so reasonable, you know, and one of my goals would be to travel to each state park and just, you know, the food's good, the scenery's always beautiful, and you can see that summer, you know, it's a challenge, as you can imagine, keeping up all this land and having, you know, it's wonderful to have volunteers because there's incredible state parks, but it takes a lot of manpower to keep a park going. And you want to leave it as natural as possible, but still, there's just a lot of cleanup. What about you, Cody? How did this enrich your life, or what did you get out of this?
Well, I would say that it definitely has given me some stronger relationships. You know. Particularly with Andrew, and got a lot better friendship now from the trip, and now I can go to Jared anytime I want to, and then of course there's 3 ladies over at Bellarmine I could chat with over Facebook anytime I wanted to, and Angela, the other chaperone that went on the trip. Something about being in a community setting and working together on a common goal and the experiences that you create with it, it gives you a bond that you can't really, I don't know, it really gets built pretty quick. You could be surprised. You wouldn't think that a 5-day trip would really, have lasting relationships, but it does. It really does. Just a lot of, it was also really beneficial because, when you're at college, you learn a lot. You have a lot of knowledge in your mind, but you don't necessarily get to use it all the time because you're not quite ready to practice yet or anything like that. So it was great to use some of the problem-solving skills that I've learned over the years, and and relational skills that I've learned to kind of help build relationships and to achieve a goal that you can see was really great. And that would probably be my two biggest things from the trip.
Well, and we mentioned, I think it was before the show started, that you're going to go, you're a psychology major, and you're going to go to U of L and become a social worker.
Yes.
So, I can see the way you answered that question. You'll be a good one. It's a challenge, but it's about relationships. How do you understand people and take people where they are? Live in the present and take people where they are. We can't change people's lives, but we can enhance them. It's just this great. Well, that's really cool that you said that, because I thought, sometimes we're motivated to do things, and especially I admire you both because you're so young and did this. And I think the cost of the trip, you had to raise a couple of $100. Was it like $300 or something?
It was $600 altogether.
Yeah. And to take that money and to take a week and to go, I mean, it's wonderful. You're expressing how you became friends with Jared, and really to develop a relationship, a friendship that you probably could always fall back on at any point in your life.
Yeah.
Because we're going to be bigger and better here all the time, and you're going to say, but I know someone there I could call for anything, which is wonderful. So, I mean, besides what you gave to the state park is what you gave to each other, which is to who else went on this trip?
There were 3 students from Bellarmine as well that were there, and another chaperone.
And then someone else here from St. Catharine's, or were you the only one?
There was another chaperone from Bellarmine.
Okay. And so you got to be friends with those people. And you're Bloomfield, you're close by, you're from Louisville. You'll probably have you stayed in contact with them since you've done it? Well, this is interesting because when they said that, like I said, I thought Virginia State Park would be the last, where she went to a beautiful area, and to not only offer to them what they did, but to get out of it what you did, which is a wonderful goal for 2 young people that took this risk and walked right into it, not knowing exactly what it was going to be. So congratulations to both of you. Congratulations to both of you. So graduation's upon us, about 6 or 8 weeks, right?
Soon.
You'll be at St. Catharine's all summer, working as I don't think people have any idea of everything that goes on this campus, because I was here last night till like 8 o'clock, 8:30, and then back today. But I don't work here, there's a lot going on all the time. For anyone out there that's interested in just coming on campus sometimes, I mean, hearing your testimony about what this brought to you, why you came to St. Catharine's, which is great to hear from both of you. The college door is always open to anyone that wants to visit. You can just call, the number 5082 and just say, I'd like to visit campus. Who do I need to talk to? I think sometimes people are hesitant to do that, but it doesn't hurt not knowing what you're supposed to do. But if you want to come on campus and have lunch, or just, and it's wonderful to come when the students are here, but it sounds like to me there's a lot of activities that are going this summer. A lot. I mean, I don't think that cafeteria ever is going to close. Poor Peggy. But and also we have a beautiful campus. And there's a lot to see here. And now we have the Dominican Walk, where you can also experience part of the early Dominicans that came to Kentucky. So thank you all for being here. It was great to have you here on a Friday morning when you don't have to be here. And I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
No problem.
Thank you, Cody. Thank you very much.